So today we're going to talk about where do you go to get your tutorials and where do you go to learn how to use Blender. So I've been doing Blender for about 7 months or so I'm still early on in it, but there's a lot of different places that I've gone, a lot of different websites you can go to in order to learn how to do Blender. So I'm going to talk about a few of them. So obviously you have YouTube. YouTube is probably one of the most popular ones that you can go to. There's a lot of fantastic artists that are on YouTube that can do all sorts of tutorials to learn pretty much anything. I will do a video specifically on my favorite YouTube artists that go through and have tutorials on there. But that is one place you can go to. Another place you can go to is through TikTok. As you know, obviously you're on TikTok right now. TikTok is really good when you need to have shorts. So these are like short little videos, anywhere from a minute to 10 minutes long, that are going to give you some basics. Usually it's to build on your already somewhat knowledge that you have of using Blender. So TikTok's really good, especially after you've already started using Blender. But if you're trying to learn from scratch, you might want to start with some of the other websites. You can also go to Instagram. Instagram is another one that has a lot of shorts and tutorials. You see a lot more people posting their finished products on there, but overall, you can get some tips and stuff through there as well. This is just happens to be mine. Then you have the website. So there's multiple different websites you can go to learn how. Some of them have free material on them. Some of them have paid for tutorials as well. One of my favorite ones is CG Cookie. So CG Cookie is one that I've done a bunch of tutorials on. They have hundreds of tutorials, and there's some that are free, and then you can pay and become a member and have access to a lot. Definitely, to me, it's worth the money to pay for CG Cookie if you're serious about it. Game Dev TV is another one. They're one that also has free and also paid for programs, or their paid for programs are not that expensive and they're very long. So they're another one that is really, really good to be able to go to. Then you have Gumroad. Gumroad is where you can search for very specific topics that you want. You can actually purchase materials, models, you can purchase tutorials, all sorts of stuff on Gumroad. So I'll go through some of my favorite people on Gumroad as well when we get into it. Then there's also 3D Tutor. So 3D Tutor, I didn't have it pulled up ahead of time, but 3D Tutor is another one that is on YouTube. They're on Gumroad. They have their own website. They have a Discord. They're another one that I've done a bunch of theirs. So we'll go through and do a review of them as well. And then you also have Blender Market. So Blender Market is another one that you can go to that has all different tutorials. You can buy pretty much everything. If you're involved with Blender at all, you know what Blender Market is. But they have add-ons you can buy. They have all different things that you can do and lots of great tutorials. So those are just some of the places that you can go to in order to get tutorials, learn how to do Blender. Usually my best suggestion is start with something simple. Go to YouTube. First of all, download Blender, go to YouTube, type in basics of Blender and start watching some of the videos that go through just the basics, like what the tools are, how the operations work, and just some of the real simple stuff. Don't get into the complex stuff. Once you really learn the basics of how to navigate through Blender, then I would recommend maybe going into something a little more in depth, like a full-on tutorial of like something that you really would want to model. Or sculpt, depending on what you're looking to do. And you could do that either with the free ones on YouTube, or you can go through, CG Cookie or Game Dev or 3D Tutor, any of those that are all really good. So that's usually the order you want to go to, and then you can get into even some more complex stuff through Blender Market. I've seen some pretty advanced stuff on there that you can do and learn how to do lighting and learn how to do all kinds of other stuff. So that's just a brief overview of where to go to find stuff. I'm going to do reviews on each of the different platforms of some of my favorite people on each of the platforms and a little bit about their website, and we'll go from there. So hopefully you enjoy Blender, and good luck.